Why are you a witch?
Attention.
Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So today's video will be about the time that my boss tried to get me fired. Yep, she tried to get me fired, y'all. She did me wrong, Michael. She tried to get me fired. Also, I have my retainer in because I haven't been wearing it like I'm supposed to. So, trying to put in overtime, you know? With that being said, I'm also cramping right now, y'all. I got about the bed, flat iron this bob, you know. Ooh, I'm trying to upload a video, so it's this other story time. That'll be posted before this one. I'll link it in the description box down below. Make sure y'all check that. Also, the link to this wig will be down there. It's not a bob though. I cut it because if it's not 24 or longer, I don't want it to be. I gotta cut it. But yeah. But I dragged myself out of bed to make this video for y'all because I love y'all so much. But let's get into it. This story takes place when I was 17. 17. Was I 17? I did 11th grade and 12th grade. So yeah, 17. I'm currently 19. But yeah, so this story takes place when I was 17 years old. And a little backstory. I was never allowed to work in high school. I was never allowed to work. Even now that I'm in college, my mom don't want me working. Because she's like, you need to focus on school. You need to focus on school. Like, just focus on school. But somebody, a person like me who likes to get their hair done every 2 weeks, their nails done every 2 weeks. Oh, I like, you know, these things. So it's like I need money because my mom's not finna come by her pockets every so often when I just feel like waking up and changing my hair, throwing another wig to, you know, give me that money. She might not always feel like that. So I was like, I need a job or whatever. But she wasn't budging. So that was just out of the question, right? However, this opportunity came up through one of my friends, I believe. One of my high school friends. But it was for a summer job. So it was a summer job. And the job takes place in the hospital. So,
Oh my God, this list so like, girl, shut up.
But yeah, okay, so yeah, one of my friends told me about the opportunity. So basically, in order to get the job, you had to go through this long, basically like application process. Like they had meetings once a week at the Boys and Girls Club to do like it was a job readiness program. So like you get like tips for applying to a job, applications, references, interview tips. Like it was a really good program, if I do say so myself, because it was really like insightful and helpful and everything like that. So I went through that. It was like a 2-month thing. Like before you even, it was like the whole program itself was 2 months, and that's before you do the summer job. So it's like 2 months, get all the information, get all the tips and tricks, then you have a mock interview, then you have an interview. And like the mock interview was like a they call out certain people and be like, okay, so if I ask you this, like it wasn't like everybody like did an actual interview, but it was just like a example type thing, right? So I did the interview, got the position. I love the lady that was over it. I love both of them. They were cool, but like Miss Yolanda has a special place in my heart. I love you, girl. But to this day, But yeah, so I got the job, and like I said, I did it 2 years. This story is about my 11th grade year, but 17, 11th grade this year, this summer, girl, a mess. Let's get into it. So I get the job, and as part of like the application process, you got to tell them like what department you wanted to work in. Like you got to list like your top 3 departments you would want to work in the hospital. So I of course put obstetrics as my number 1, and I think I put like infants or like pediatrics as like my number 2, because I originally, my career path, I wanted to be an obstetrician or like a neonatal nurse. Not neonatal nurse, a neonatal doctor, because you know I love the kids. So that's where I wanted to work at. Unfortunately, we couldn't work in that department because of like hospital guidelines and stuff like that, and we're not actually qualified to, you know, do anything crazy. It's not like we did anything crazy anyway, but they weren't having that. So I worked in the kids hospital. I worked in Wilson Children's Hospital. That's the hospital it was that I worked. And I worked on the 4th floor, Wilson 4. It was not at all what I expected it to be. I ended up enjoying it only because I had my friends there. Like, it was a couple of my friends end up like getting in the program and like making it through the interview process. So we all like would like link up and stuff like that, and that was what made the job fun. Other than that, that whole 9 to 5 threw me completely off. Never want to work a 9 to 5 again in my life. If I have to, I have to. You know, not like nobody who does, but like me, girl, I hated that. And maybe it's because I was doing something I didn't really want to do anyway, so that could like, you know, be a factor. I really don't think it is though. 9 to 5 just not for me. So my first day, we all had to meet up in like this one area, you know, wake up early in the morning, get there, meet up in the area with all the coordinators from the program. It was 3 coordinators, and then it was another lady who was like over HR of the hospital, who like would work hand in hand with the coordinators. And so they was all in there. All the kids was in there. We had on like our scrubs. In my department, I had to wear scrubs, and certain people's department, they had to wear like a collar shirt with khakis and black shoes. I just had to wear scrubs for my department. So I get there, and they're like, okay, your we're gonna call her a mentor. Your mentor is gonna come get you, and then she's gonna walk you to your floor, show you how to get there, show you around, all this stuff, right? And I was hoping, fingers crossed, praying that one of my friends would get the same department as me, because we kind of like all wanted to like, I guess, work around the same thing. No, we didn't. But they had made a they had sent out a list of where you would be working at, like prior to us even going into the building on like our first day of work. They had sent a list, and they were like, you'll be working here. They'll be like, put my name like Kaya Wolfson 4, P Wolfson, or P Weaver 4. Like me and my homegirl P, we worked like on the same level of like, our buildings were like connected, but like we wasn't in the same department. So yeah, it was like that. But I didn't have anybody that worked on my floor or anything like that, so it was just me. So day 1 comes, and the lady that comes to get me, her name is Ann. That's her actual name. She's never going to watch this video, so it's like, you know, like but I'm not bashing Ann. There was nothing wrong with Ann. I love Ann. She was just so old, and she was just old and functioning, and I just love Ann. She got on my nerves sometimes, don't get me wrong, but she was pretty cool. She was all right. She was a white woman. So yeah, she came to get me, and she walked like slow, like with a humpback. Like she was old, like we're past retirement age, but I don't know why she didn't retire, but we'll get into all that. So she walks me there, we're talking, she's like, oh, hey, you're here for the summer program, you know, like, what are your plans after school? That's everybody's favorite question when you creeping up on graduation age. What's your plans in life? You going to college? You know, I got that question so many times, child. Now look at me now. We're here. But yes, I'm just telling her, I was like, yeah, I want to go here. I already applied. Yeah, I applied to my colleges. Yeah, I did my scholarships. Like, you know, the whole nine. Yeah, I'm in early college. Like, girl, the whole nine. So I get to my floor, and she introduces me to like some of the nurses that are there. A lot of the nurses weren't there though, because like the way their schedules were, like some of them worked a 48-hour shift, and then they would be off for like the rest of the week. Some of them worked like 12-hour shifts, but like not when I came into work. They would already be gone. And like sometimes they would switch it up, and then sometimes they were like floating nurses, so like they would be from my floor but they would be elsewhere. So like I met a lot of them like just throughout my time there. But so we get there, she shows me like, okay, you can put your stuff in this room here. And like where I sat at the front desk. Like that was my like area. I sat at the front desk, and like behind me was like the office, Anne's office, and I could put my stuff in there. And like all the nurses go in there, chop it up with her, kiki with her, and stuff like that. So everything was cool. Throughout my time there, I didn't run into anybody that I just didn't like.
Except my boss.
And the only reason I didn't like her is because she tried to get me fired. So let's talk about how she tried to get me fired. Now that y'all have the background y'all need. So how do I want to go about telling this story? Like, what do I want to start with? Okay, so like I said, I worked at the front desk. So part of me working at the front desk was I had to answer the hospital phone. I had to answer the phone for my floor. It's two different phones. There was like an actual regular like landline phone for like the hospital, and like I would just answer it. Hello, this is Kyra from Wilson Ford, XYZ. They tell me who they're looking for. I'd be like, okay, hold on. Then I'll go tell I'll tell the charge nurse that they're looking for so-and-so, because I don't even know the person. So like I just be like, oh, so-and-so's on the phone for them, and then she'll either come out there and be like, oh, they're busy, or tell me who they are so I can go tell them, or she'll go tell them. Right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. A little nerve-wracking, maybe a little anxious, but you know, you live and you learn, you get over it. So that was that. And I also, when I answered the phone for the floor, it was just people that were in the rooms on my floor. So like if somebody's calling from the room because they need a juice box for their baby, they're like, hello, can we get a juice box? And they didn't have to tell me their room number because it pops up on the screen. It says like room 203, for example. So I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll be right there. Take them their stuff. Cool beans. So yeah, there's the phone for the floor, and I'll go bring them stuff, right? So that's two things I've told y'all so far that I've done. Mind y'all, this was like my first week. I'm getting into it. I would say they were training me, but it wasn't like training. They just had me shadowing Maria. That's her actual name, Maria. Maria was an old Asian woman. I don't want to say like which part because I don't know her specific ethnicity though. But me and Maria was my girl for the whole first week. Mind you, the whole job was only like 4 to 6 weeks. So it like ran a little bit over, or a little bit into August, but nothing crazy, nothing to mess up your school or nothing like that. So I love Maria. Like I follow her around the whole first week. Mind you, it wasn't much following to do because she sat right at the same desk with me. So for the first like day or two, she answered the phone, then she told me how to do it. She had to go do something, and that's when I started answering the phone after that. And if she answered the phone for the floor, she would just be like, okay, so room so-and-so wants this is where you can go get it from. There was like our break room area, which had the refrigerator and freezer in there, and like a sink and stuff where all like the cold stuff is at. And then on the other side, there was like dry stuff, like dry goods, stuff like that, baby formula, all that. So she would be like, go in there and get the stuff. And mind you, we had name tags and stuff to like give us access into the rooms and stuff like that. They gave me a key or whatever. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So Maria was a CNA. Maria was a CNA, and she told me, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna retire soon. She had gotten an accident like the year prior to me coming. She had gotten into an accident. She was like, yeah, I'm just ready to retire. I come back week 2, like, where's Maria at? Where's Maria? Because Anne goes in her office and she comes back kind of sits at the front. I'm like, you're sitting in Maria's spot. Like, I didn't tell her that, but I'm just like,
we need to move because Maria's gonna be here any second.
Maria never came back. So Ann didn't tell me what happened to Maria. She was holding out. However, since Maria was gone, I got like acquainted with some of the other CNAs who were like closer to my age. Not that close. I was only 17. They were like 20s, like mid 20s, early 30s. Like it was only 3 of them. It was a black lady, Kat, and Haley. 2 white girls. Or I think Kat was had a little mix and mingling in her system, but I know Haley was white. So they were cool though. They were cool. Haley was like upset smiling. She was like, "You got your lashes on today? Oh my god, they're so big, they're so pretty. You teach me how to do my lashes." Like that was her thing. That's not important. I just feel like saying that because that's all she said every time she saw me. "Look, you got your lashes on today. You don't got your lashes on today." Like, girl, watch out. So yeah, I got acquainted with them, and then Kat was like, because I saw Kat more than Haley like the second half of my time working there, but for the first half I saw Haley more. I guess they like switched shifts. But yeah, so I started hanging out with them a little more. They'll be teaching me how to do stuff. So like week 2 I started running stuff down to the lab. The lab was on the first floor of like the main hospital, and I had to walk like from my building, get over there, take it there, whatever. I didn't have no problem doing that because most of the time I was just sitting at the desk. So when they gave me busy work, I was actually happy because I get bored very easily, which is why desk job is not for me because, oh girl, I fall asleep quick. And y'all don't want me on my phone, but I'm just sitting here. There's nobody coming in. There's nobody going out. Like, there's nothing going on. So I started running stuff down to the lab. Mind y'all, after at the end of every week, our boss gives us an evaluation, like on our performance of our job, to give to our coordinators. So they do an evaluation, and our coordinators get it. So week 1 was no issue. It was just fine, smooth sailing. And then every Friday, like at the end of the week, whenever they get the evaluations, we all have a meeting. Like everybody in my program, we have a meeting to do like this, like they'll bring a speaker in for us to just give us some little nuggets on life and success. So after like the meetings were like me and all my, what I call them, people that was in the program with me, after we get out of the meeting, we're supposed to go back to work, right? So if our program coordinator calls to talk to them, then we'll talk to them. But like other than that, it's like, okay, so your first 30 minutes for Friday, you come have this meeting, then you go back to like your regularly scheduled program, but you're still getting paid for this time. Like we still reimburse you for them 30 minutes. First week 1, cool. Week 2 is when we start having an issue with Miss D, which is my boss. I don't know her real name, but I call her Miss D. So I'm guessing it starts with a D. Like I said, Maria was gone, and I was following Haley and Kat. The other lady that was a CNA, I barely saw her. I saw her like 3 times my time being there, so she was like not important, or in this story at least. So like I said, week 2 I started like running stuff down to the lab, and then they showed me how to make the baskets to put in people's rooms, like when they check into the hospital. So when they check in, they have to come to our floor. They taught me how to make the welcoming baskets. The welcoming baskets just basically has like a baby towel, a sheet, a fitted sheet, baby shampoo, baby lotion, and then like a brush, like a baby brush. You just put it all in like the little tub, like the little handheld tub, and you go sit it in a room. So I went ahead and made all those for the empty rooms, put them in there, and it's a screen, mind you. It's a screen that shows you this room is green, means it's been cleared, like nobody's in there, it's been cleaned already, so you can go ahead and put the stuff in there. If it's red, that means like nobody's in there, but it's dirty, or like it's quarantine, like the person in there, like you don't need to go over there, maybe they got tuberculosis or something. So yeah, I made them all for the green rooms, put them in there, and not like, eventually I got bored, so I just went in there and I started making them like early, like just go ahead and prepping them, because when I first started there was already some made. So I was like, okay, so y'all can make them beforehand, cool, I'm gonna do that. So I did that. So that's 3 things I told y'all I did by now, right? So I also started in the mornings when I came in and was like, can you go wipe down the playroom for me? mind you, this is a children's hospital. So on my floor, next to the coffee maker room, where like there's chairs that for the patients to go sit in, there was like a playroom. So you could go in there, and it's like they have some electronic games with like an Xbox or something, and they have like the little games for toddlers. So I went in there, got the Clorox wipes, gloves and stuff, and I wiped down everything, because I'm such a I don't want to get sick person. I be thinking about that for other people. I be like, I don't want nobody to, babies put everything in their mouth. So I'm just like, I'm gonna wipe down every single thing I can. So I clean that from the rooter to the tutor, baby. 4 things, right? So at the end of week 2, my coordinator pulls me to the side, and she's like, she comes to my floor, and she comes in, and she's like, hey, Kylie, let me talk to you. So I'm sitting at the front desk. She comes in on my floor, and when somebody comes to that door, you have to like see them on the screen, and then you can press the button to let them in, because people just can't be walking up on people in the hospital. That's dangerous. So there was stuff like that in place. So I let her in or whatever, buzzed her in. She was like, hey, come talk to me real quick. So I went out there and talked to her. Did I have to buzz her in, or did she already let herself in? I did buzz people in, but I don't think I had to buzz her in. I think she had a key card too, just like I did. So she came in, she was like, come here. So I went and sat with her in the room that was outside of my floor. It was another playroom, like waiting room area. So I went in there, we sat down, it was just me and her in there. She was like, hey, what's going on? How's it been going? I'm just like, oh, it's good, I be doing this, I be doing that, XYZ. She's like, okay, just make sure you're trying to do more, like, do more. And I'm just like, more what? Like, I can only do what they tell me to do. Like, I'm not literally qualified to be here. Like, what do you want me to do, ma'am? I'm just like, I just do what they tell me, like, I don't really know where you're getting at here. Do more. She was like, yeah, just do more. Miss D has been saying, like, you could be doing more. Like, you're just sitting at the desk. And I'm like, I'm sitting at the desk because they told me to sit at the desk. Like, don't be nasty. And y'all are going to hear why this was such a problem. Just keep listening. So I was like, yeah, I be sitting at the desk because that's where I'm supposed to be at. Like, when there's something to do, I just sit at the desk instead of just roaming the freaking halls. She was like, do more, basically. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, just try to find something else to do. I'm just like, okay, like, you just saying what you think, whatever. Okay, cool. Like, okay, girl, I'll do more if it's more to do. So I go back in or whatever, and continue doing what I'm doing. So eventually I start restocking. Like, they show me how to restock. They're like, take this cart, you put the gloves on here, you put the wipes on here, you put the vest on there. Like, when the doctors come in and they put their gloves on and their little it's kind of like, it looks like a long sleeve shirt with no back on it. That's the best way I could describe it for people who don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you put it on, mask. Like, I put all those stuff on the cart, and I went around, and in each hallway there's a cabinet, and they have masks in there, they're like gloves in there, everything. So like, I restock everything, put the vest in there, put everything in there. Then I go down to this hallway, then I go to the other hallway on the other side, I go to the other hallway, and I go to the other hallway, and I just do it like that. I'm like, okay, do more. I'm gonna do more. So whenever we at about 5 things I do now. Okay. Make sure I keep in track. Mind you, as I'm doing more things, I'm still doing the old things that I was doing already. So as I'm restocking, I'm still coming in every morning and cleaning the playroom, right? As I'm in between restocking and playroom cleaning, I'm still taking stuff to people's rooms. Right? We're all aware of this. Me and you, we know this. And she knew this. And so did all the nurses on my floor. And the CNAs. So they were like, yeah, you could follow the nurse. I don't remember the nurse's names, but they were like, you could follow her. And they were like, hey, how you want to see us draw blood? Like it was like, oh, you want to come in here and see us do our job? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I ain't doing nothing. So I would go in there and watch them do stuff like that. Mind you, I couldn't do anything like that, and I already had to run stuff down to the lab anyway, like any blood work, anything like that, because they had this transportation device to where you could like put it in a tube in the machine and then like send it to the lab, and it just goes automatically. But it was down for like my whole, like 75% of my time being there, the whole machine was down. So I'll be the runner. So mind you, I'm still doing that. I can't remember like when I started doing specific things, because like days turning to weeks turning to months, you know, like the timeline's a little raggedy, a little rickety. But I did start at one point. There were we got 2 babies on our floor who got flown in, because like air flighted in because they were like really sick or whatever. I'm not gonna say what their conditions were, but they got air flighted in. So we had them, and then that's when I had started like answering the phone at the desk more, because more of the nurses and the CNAs had to put more attention towards them. So like I was doing my job that I was already doing just more frequently. They also had me get like these big pads of paper, like the big like white pad of paper that you could just whoosh and rip one off. Those, and some expo markers, and I had to write like welcome signs to put in every room. So anytime I would put like the little tubs, the welcome tubs in the room, I would put the papers in the room too and tape them on the the cabinet, like this right below the TV, because that's what they wanted me to do. Mind you, I made enough for the rooms, and I made like extra. I made like 25 extra for like the next time a welcome comes, I could just rip one off because it's already done. Mind y'all, I'm like finding stuff to do, right? Still restocking, still cleaning, still running stuff to people's rooms when they call the phone, still doing all that. So at one point, there was a baby there, and one of the nurses was feeding the baby, but she was going to go on lunch. So she was like, "Hey, Kai, can you do me a favor? Have you ever held a baby before?" Mind y'all, I helped my mama raise 8 kids. Of course I done held a baby before. So I'm like, yeah, I know how to hold a baby. Shoot, I do this for a living. Like, little do you know. So I came in there, I put on the vest, put on a mask, gloves, everything, and I went in there and I had to hold the baby, a little newborn, holding the baby, sitting in a chair, and the baby's like not asleep, but like they're very quiet. So it's not like a fussy baby or anything like that. So I'm holding the baby, and she's like, okay, basically like this is how you feed it, like feed the baby. It was a formula bottle. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm feeding the baby, just chilling. She goes and when she comes back, she gets the baby. She's like, okay, thank you, whatever. Like, you did so good. The baby sleep by 9. Because, you know me, I work my magic. You know, I do what I do when I'm doing it. So the baby sleep by 9. The mom's still not there, whatever. And that was one instance where I had like an interaction with a kid. Another time was, there was this one boy who was like sick. He was like running nose. Like, you know, babies and toddlers get sick all the time. Like, they're always sick, first and foremost. But like, I had on my mask and my stuff anyway, because I'm like, I don't know what kind of sick you are. And this time Corona wasn't a thing, but like, I didn't want to get sick anyway. You know, I don't want to take that back to my people. So I'm just in there, and they're like, play with him, because he's crying, like screaming, crying loud on the whole floor because his mom is gone. Like, she went to go do something, none of my business, but the lady was gone. So I was in there playing with the baby, trying to be the baby toys. The baby's trying to play with me, but the baby's trying to climb out the little the bed that had like the railings on it. Like, they're trying to get over it. So I'm just like, no, like, sit down here, we can play with the toy, we can play with the truck. And the baby's like crying out, trying to throw the stuff over. So, you know, I'm just in there like working with the baby, because if I go tell another nurse, what they gonna do? The same thing I'm doing. So I'm just, you know, toughing it out, taking one for the team. It ain't nothing for me to do anyway. You know, this is the most entertainment I done got since I've been here. So I'm just, you know, messing with the little baby or whatever. And they're like, okay. I end up eventually just like leaving the baby alone. Like, I went to go restock, and then I came back. I check on the baby every now and again, because the baby then got calmed back down, quiet, occupied, whatever the case was, right? So that was that. So once again, we have another Friday, we have another meeting. We'll go back to our work, right? My coordinator comes, Miss Yolanda, love her. She comes, she pulls me to the side, outside in the room again. She's like, hey, like, they're saying you need to do more. They're saying you need to do more. I'm like, who's saying this? She's like, Miss D. And I'm like, Miss Yolanda, like, I literally do this, and I'm naming all the things out. I'm like, I answer the phone, the hospital phone, I answer the floor phone. I take stuff to people's rooms. I hold kids. I play with kids. I clean the playrooms. Like, I run stuff to the lab. Like, I do all these things. I make the welcome bassinets, baskets, things. Like, I do all these things. Like, what more do you want me to do? The only thing I'm not doing is drawing blood at this point. I discharge the patients. Y'all literally like get their papers, put them in the folder, put them in their room folders, take their stuff off, put the stickers on the thing, put their folder away in the discharge area, get the wheelchairs, go to their room, take them out the hospital. Like, I'm discharging patients. Like, I'm doing everything I possibly can, humanly possible. Now let me tell y'all why this grinded my gears oh so very bad. So let's just skip to the end where work about to be over. We probably got like a week and a half, 2 weeks left of me working there, right? So at this point, it had been about 3 weeks. And I will say we got a week left. So it had been about at least 4 weeks, right, of me working at this hospital in this department. Ask me how many times I saw Miss D on my floor. Just ask me. I'm gonna let you ask me. How many times you had Miss D on your floor? Girl, I saw this lady maybe 8 times.
What is that?
Maybe 8 times I saw Miss D throughout my whole time being there. I was there for more than 8 days. I didn't even see baby every day I came in there. I didn't even see her every day. Granted, she might have been off. Yeah, okay, it happens. We get it. You're off. Kudos to you, baby. But one thing about her is she was over my floor, Wolfson 4, and she was also over Wolfson 6, 2 floors above me. I know that because one of my homegirls that was in the thing, she worked on Wolfson 6. So she was like, oh yeah, she's over my floor too. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, I can't stand that lady. She's like, she always be on my floor. Like, her main like headquarters is on Wolfson 6, but she also has an office on my floor because she's over it. So she would come in. I see her in the morning. Like whenever she came in twice a day, I would see her in the morning for 15 minutes maybe. She said I might stay on my floor for 15 minutes, maybe, if that. Then I'll see her again like before it's time for me to go. Maybe like if I left at 5:30, she'll probably come in at like 5, stay for like 10 minutes, then dip. Right? That was on a good day. That was on a good day. You there for all the 30 minutes of my shift. My job work an 8-hour shift. So on a good day, you're here for 30 minutes out of 8 hours. That's a good day. On a bad day, I didn't see this lady at all. And on some days, she just come in, walk around, say what she got to say to somebody, hey, on her way out, and leave. You know, good morning on her way in, hey on her way out. So when my coordinator's pulling me to the side telling me all this, I'm just like, who's telling you this? Because like anybody who works with me, who sees me every day knows that I really do everything. Like, and especially because I was like one of the summer kids coming, they were like using me to their advantage of like, oh, so we have extra help now, we're just going to make her restock because now we don't have to do it because we have extra hands, which is fine to me because I just need more stuff to do anyway. They never asked me to do anything outrageous or crazy, so I was cool with it. I was just like, you know, I don't mind restocking. Like, y'all not asking me to do anything hard or anything I'm uncomfortable with, so I was fine with it. Y'all remember one time I had to take a patient's bed, like push a patient to bed from my floor to like the whole, like I think we had to move from my building, Wolfson, to Weaver. So we had to go through the whole like hospital with all the back elevators and stuff, and then to their floor. It was like a baby, and I had to push the crib with one of the other CNAs. So I'm just like, you know, like I be doing stuff, but I don't just be sitting here all the time and stuff like that. I think one time I had pulled my phone out and Miss D had told my coordinator like, yeah, she said you be on your phone. I was like, Miss Yolanda, look at me, like, come on, man, like, who you gonna believe? Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm like, ask anybody. I told her, I was like, ask anybody. You can go ask Ann. I'm like, y'all are asking, y'all talking to the wrong people. Y'all talking to the lady that's never here. No wonder she thinks I'm not doing anything. She's never seen me do anything because every time she comes in, I'm either at the desk in the morning or at the desk because I'm about to get off. Like, and what am I supposed to do when I'm sitting at the desk? You want me to, like, what you want to see me do? Like, I'm just sitting at the desk because there's no calls right now. Like, girl, relax. So basically my whole time there, she kept giving bad false reports to my mentor or my coordinator and telling her that I wasn't doing no work. And mind you, whenever we were having these meetings on Fridays and stuff, or we would ever have a meeting, they were like, yeah, make sure y'all aren't doing this or doing that or following the rules and stuff because that'll get y'all fired. Like, we won't hesitate to let y'all go. Like, make sure y'all are doing y'all's part. Y'all came here to work, XYZ, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just like, baby, you trying to get me fired because you trying to put me on the list with them because you don't even know what's going on. Then y'all, at the end, the last week, mind you, my job is over. It's like a Wednesday. My last day is Friday, sweetie. She gonna come to me. I'm restocking, right? Restocking. It's the most work she done ever seen me do. She gonna walk up to me while I'm over at one of the cabinets. She walks up and she's like, hey, like trying to make work conversation.
Hey, how's it going? What are your plans for after you graduate? Have you started applying to schools, or have you applied to colleges? Have you applied for scholarships?
Blah, 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 blah. You know, the whole nine. And I'm just like, yeah, I did. Like, yeah, I'm going here. Yeah, I plan to do this. Yeah. Like, like, it's nice talking to you. I'm glad you finally decided to come and see what's going on with me. Like, you know, trying to be like cordial with the lady. Even though in my head I'm like, lady, I could care less about you asking me this, because one, don't come over here and try to have a conversation with me like you genuinely care about my future. You were trying to
Ruin my future when you try to get me fired. Ruin it.
ruin all my summer funds and all my summer fun because I needed the funds to have fun, lady. I'm trying to get this check this summer because it's the only time I have to get this check. And you trying to get me fired? Why are you a witch? So yeah, that's my story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. But yeah, that's my story. So yeah, if you have been a victim of these actions, if you have been in this position before, if you have run cross paths with Miss D, I genuinely feel sorry for you because she did me wrong, Michael. And that's point blank. She did me wrong. And I just want to do my job. I did more than my part. You will not be compensated. She's trying to take that compensation away. That's the whole point of her mouth messing with you. That's the whole point of her bothering you. She's trying to take that money away out of your pockets. You will not be compensated. Build a bridge. Get over it. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Come to see what I got going on. If y'all want this hair, like I said, the link will be in the description box down below. I think I love this wig more than the last one. I don't know. I love them for different reasons. But yeah, comment what y'all want to see. Like, share, subscribe. The whole nine. Follow your girl on Instagram. And I'm going to see y'all later. Just like the video. Like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? The funny is coming. The jokes are coming. Like, you know, just like the video. Don't panic. Don't worry. And also, most importantly, comment something. Let me know what y'all want to see. Like, I don't know what y'all want to see. Do y'all want more story times? Y'all want less story times? Y'all want more hair reviews? Y'all want less hair reviews? Do y'all want vlogs? Do y'all want Q&As? Do y'all want hauls? Like, what's going on? I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, I'm driving blind. I need y'all to let me know what y'all want to see. All right? It don't take but 3 minutes. Just give me 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Just give me 3 minutes. You can just pop in, like, comment, and then leave. Like, even if you don't want to see the video, just support me though, because I would support you. I really would. Check the description box right now. Because I love y'all. So stop doing me wrong like that. Did I stutter? Pretty mother. Alright, so I'm gonna take it out. I hate the way I talk with this thing in. And my teeth hurt. That's how you know I ain't been wearing it. I already had braces twice. We're not coming back for round 3. It's not what we're doing. Peep the nails. Cause my nail tech don't play no games. Period. But so I keep saying why do I say so much? All these fillers. I'll be saying because I don't know what I want to say next. That's the problem. There's no organization here. So if you watch these stories, I mess with you. You specifically. Not the other person watching, because they're not loyal. They're not as loyal as you are. I would mess with you, but you're not loyal. Be loyal. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share. And check the description box. All y'all gotta do is follow instructions. I don't be telling y'all nothing wrong. Back into it. Oh, the video finally posted. It's lit. Okay. Back into it.